Alrighty. Okie dokie. Oh. Well, thank you, thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm sure you can tell I do have a little bit of prep done, just the undercoat plus some little bit of a bright spot there in the middle. We're just gonna start dropping in little bits of color, not a pure white. These are colors I'm putting down that have been mixed with white, but they're not white. It's like light red. I have some light green. I've got blue and yellow. It's not that one. Not yet. So we're just gonna mix these up. I'm not going for clouds. I'm just going for a variation of color. If they end up looking like clouds, that's fine, but that's not really the goal today. I just want to mix these up to get some color. So, hello everybody. We're just gonna keep mixing these up, blending them into some colors. Leaving pockets where it's brighter in some spots, darker in others. I just want to boop, and a little bit of boop right there. Just kind of letting the colors fall together. Since I'm not going for a traditional sky, I'm okay if my sky ends up having some green in it. There's green in here already, actually. It's probably not super obvious just yet where the green is. Let's see, let's go for our lighter blue. Drop that in there. And I've already got, like I said, there's undercolors on here already, and I'm just dropping in little bits of color that I've lightened with white, but they're I just want some different things kind of happening up here. Let's soften that up just a bit. Different brushes make different things happen in your painting. So just feel free to experiment. See what you like out there. See what works for you. And this will have we'll do a bit of a mountain scene. There's gonna be probably gonna throw in a lake a little bit later. This is just where we are right now. But brightness out here. I'm going to add some brightness in the form of stars. This space is pretty colorful. It's not just flatness out there, and I'm just going to go ahead and get some different color stars. They're going to be red ones, white ones, blue ones. I'm going to take the same colors I was using to lighten up the sky, add some liquid white, and we're just going to thin them out a little bit and use them to make some fantastical colored stars. Just kind of throwing them out there. Thank you. Thought they're really awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. This is just the beginning, though. Just the beginning. Pause if I still want to just a little bit of mix that up. We are, let's see. I'm just gonna mix that with like a little bit of a rough touch, and I'm gonna blend it softly. Soften that up a little bit. Soften it up. It's okay if it's not super distinct. I just need the hint that little bit of color is back there. Because, let's see, I want perhaps just a little. About like that. And just towards the end here. I'm gonna clean off my brush. Drop some white on that. Just soften it up a little bit. Brighten that little speck up. There we go. Just teensy bit. those colors a little bit. Again, maybe just right there. Don't worry. Mix it up, add some stars back. Soften, soften, soften. There's no particular look that I'm going for with the sky. I just want some color and some things that are a bit different. And if you mess up a little bit, away it goes to add a different bit of intrigue. And we just come back. There we go. Leave that about like that and go back to our star business. Grab this really light, kind of purplish green, and just add some of that in there. And of course, I will add some traditional nice white stars in here too. I'll just kind of add little bits of color up here. Because why not? Oh, thank you. All right, let's get some mountains going. That would be, oh, stars are so much fun. But stars will only make up so much of the painting. Let's see. I think there's going to be a mountain that lives right there. Shaping the mountain as I go with the palette knife. I'm just going to bring another peak to life right over there. And thank you for everyone who's liking the live. It really, really helps. So, appreciate all the support. We're just going to bring that right to one more little baby mountain. Alright. Grab my 1-inch brush and just start pulling away from the mountain, continuing to form its shape. Thinning out that paint. And the stars at the bottom of the painting obviously are not our main focus, so they disappeared. It's no biggie. We are working on mountains. Thank you. I think this one is going to be just super, super awesome. And anything that I paint is available on my Etsy store. I have a placeholder picture. This one is listed as well, but it's just going to be listed as painting 82 because I didn't have a picture of it before I started painting it. So, but there's lots of things on the good old Etsy store. It's linked in my bio if you are ever curious. I'm going to start dropping in some highlights on here. Start coloring our little mountains. Fantastical Sky is probably going to have some colorful mountains nearby, so. I'm not just going to use plain old white today. Going to add little bits of color in my highlights. There's another little peak just right there. Boop, 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 boop. It's coming to say hello to this guy. Need a little bit more paint. And here, there's some color. We're not honestly too worried about the bottom of these mountains because it's not going to stay. It's going to get blended and softened down. Add a little bit of a little poof into there. This guy down. Maybe he'll come down like that. I'm just going to scrape away some of this excess paint on my palette. I need room for some just regular old white for the bright side of these mountains. Can't be all the same. Need a light side and a slightly darker side. And thank you for everyone who is here and liking the live. We are just doing a fun little colorful mountain scene. And for anyone who is just joining, why don't you just go ahead and let me know where you're watching from, what time is it near you. It's 6:25 over here. So say hello, you know, where you're watching from. Where are you watching from? What time is it by you? As we're highlighting these pretty little mountain peaks that are out here in just this really colorful, vibrant sky. Louisiana, hello. Hello, Louisiana. How you doing? We're North Dakota over here. So yeah, anyone who's just joining, where are you watching from? What time is it? Or how cold is it? Or warm, depending on where you are. It could be nice and warm. It's the middle of winter here. Midwest, yes. Me too. Lightest little touch. Canvas will take whatever it wants off of your palette knife. So you really don't need to do a whole lot. Move and break, and you will just barely touch. And you're probably thinking that this looks so nice. Or you're gonna mess up the bottom a little bit. Not a lot, just up in the direction, We're not changing directions. This is going this way. We're tapping towards it. This is going this way. We're gonna tap towards it, You're gonna get this really pretty, colorful, misty effect. Mountains are more distinct towards the top than they are at the bottom. So they can't stay all perfect everywhere. Gotta mess it up a little bit of brush strokes. Still going towards whatever direction you want to go with the peak, not against it. In this bottom area. There we go. Beautiful little mountain peaks. Beautiful. I'm going to put some little light colored. No, nothing crazy for shadows. We're just going to start using this mist. Just going to drop some bush-ish, tree-ish little things in front of this. Down here. So it's gonna grab a little bit of color, apparently. It's not enough on the brush. I'm gonna pull some of this down. And cross. Doing a lake scene, and that's going to be the start of where that's going to live. And we're just kind of dropping in a not very distinct things, because this is not the closest thing to us. These are still kind of far away. Grab some plain old titanium white. We're gonna pull little bits of these into here too. Just little bits, little bits. I've got my palette knife loaded up with the titanium white, so I can add in some water lines once I add in pops of color, little reflections. I'm gonna pull a little bit more of this guy in. And just, bush has got to have somewhere to live too. I can't just free float into the air. Water lines just kind of help connect things, make that distinction between where the land is and where the water is. There we go. I want to add a little bit of brightness in here. Soften, soften, soften. Soften that too. This is just some water detail. I don't want it super distinct. I want soft colors. Mix it up a little bit, soften it, blend it. You wouldn't really see hard lines out towards the edges of your water. Purpley blue bits, maybe some red. It's getting brighter, closer we get. just wanna, I'll put that back in a moment. There we go. Uniform that. Here, unify it. A smoocher in some darkness. Now I gotta put my waterline back. Easy peasy. Doesn't even have to be the exact same it was before. Just needs to be a line to separate water from the land. Waterline. Oh, hello, Wren Butterfly. How you doing? Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're just having fun with, I don't know, space, kind of, colorful skies. Take your pick. I had a ding. What was that? Oh, yeah, it's okay. Anywho, like I said a little bit earlier, I did. It's a thumbnail, and it's on my Etsy store, but this one is for sale. It's painting number 82. I remembered to make sure I knew before. And my Etsy store is hyperlinked in my bio on my TikTok page. So it should be, theoretically, pretty easy to find. Hyperlink works, and it'll take you right to the store. There's no, like I said, there's no picture of this one yet because I'm still painting it, but this one and all the other paintings I have are for sale over there. This one just has a white background with Live 82 on it. We're going to start getting a bit closer to more foreground stuff. I'm going to drop in some little bushy doos. I'm going to drop in, I'm going to do like a really big bush right over here. It's going to come down. Down, 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 getting closer and closer. What kind of paint are you using? Great question. I love space. I'm using oil paints. So, and I did prep my canvas beforehand with linseed oil and some undercolors, in case you're wondering why I'm getting so many colors fairly easily. So I had, you know, a little bit of the Indian yellow in the center and then some Living Crimson, phthalo blue, phthalo green. And I did a lot of those same colors down here as well. So this is oil painting with like the wet on wet technique, where you do everything before it has a chance to dry. And thank you for everyone who is showing up. And I'm going to do another. Let's see. Really getting brave over here, apparently. Really big. I didn't know I was so brave today. Apparently I am. Just a big old tree right there. Big tree. Probably the biggest tree out here. Holy cow. Oh, spray painter, that's cool. I could not do anything with spray paint. Well, I think I spray painted one of those little ride-on Jeeps. And even that's not the prettiest thing I've ever done, but it is half done. Can do oils and acrylics very well, thank you. And it sounds like you've got your own talents though. So everyone's got something. That's what I think anyway. Everyone has something. say hi to the water. Soften that up. This is just supposed to be like a little like a little lake, little body of water. Nothing super crazy. It's just out here existing. Lord of Chaos. I just realized that's a really cool name. So let's see. Where do we want another little bush? Perhaps it'll become more obvious if I highlight something, but why don't we just do like a little baby bush right here? Little itty bitty tiny bush. We got some monster bush and a big old tree. Just a tiny little bush. And we'll blend up some color so I can highlight these. Colorful and fantastical. Blues and greens, maybe a yellowy orange color. Perhaps. There's a nice. I'll start with this color. Different shade of green. This green's got a little bit of yellow in it, a little bit of blue probably also. Just keeping paints colors not. I'm kind of letting my highlight colors mix a little bit. I don't want all the same color. We've got a lot of color in the sky, and I kind of want that somewhat reflected in the water and in the things in the foreground. I don't want it all looking the same. But different and perhaps even a little bit fantastical. Got this nice purpley blue color over here, which I think is going to just drop in some life to this little bush right here. Maybe just teeny bits of color right there. Bigger question: what color should my tree be? Well, it's going to be just as fantastical as everything else. No one says that anything has to be any color in particular. I'm just going to drop some colors in. It's a big bushy tree. I'm going to use my big old 1-inch oval brush and just pop little bits of color here and there. Not hitting any spot more than once. Wherever the paint sticks, it's where the paint sticks. And I can come back in a moment here. I can add some sticks and some branches. Just little leaving pockets of darkness. They're our friend. We like those. You know, hello darkness, my old friend. Yeah, we are friends with the darkness here. And don't worry, I didn't forget to drop land. I'm just going to steal it from my bush. And this one too. And this one. I am going to leave some of that darkness there. Just, you never really know where the light's going to hit. So it may be that the bush and the trees don't quite leave enough room for that to hit all those spots. I'll lighten it up just a little bit back here. cool. I'll change how your terrain looks, because now it looks like it's on a little bitty baby hill. It's rolling. I'll do some grass and stuff in there in a moment. I'm going to thin out a little bit of paint. Nice brownish, whitish color. But I suppose I could even just use straight up white. Everything's so bright and fantastical, you can have white bushes. Or white branches, excuse me. Just need to thin it out a little bit. Doesn't even have to be the whitest of white. It needs to be different. Purple. It is not purple. I suppose it could have been. Well, it's purple-ish. It's not exactly white. Thin that paint out a wee bit more. Kind of pull some of that color. So you can see what I got going on over here. Thin paint sticks to a thick paint. There we go. We're getting some color in there now. Heads. Just little places where a branch might stick out. That's where I'm putting my branches. Whew. Just boop, boop, boop. They don't have to connect. They don't have to go any particular direction. You're just adding a little bit of detail in your bush. If you're right on top of something, you might notice if there's like a branch or something, a stick sticking out. You're going to see some stuff. Of course, we're going to do the same thing with our little, not so little, I suppose, tree. Not so little tree. Little bits. Little bits. Oh, great. Well, thank you, Art by Rig. And Medieval, thank you. Yeah, I didn't even really know what this looked like before I started painting it. I saw some cool shots of like very spacey things and I thought that looked cool and I wanted to do that, and then I threw some mountains and stuff in front of it. So that's a little bit of an impromptu Monday painting. Drop it in little branches, maybe something a little bit thicker that could pass through the trunk. Bring it up that way, branch out that way. There we go. Keep that middle area looking kind of trunkish. It's dark. Probably not going to see everything super well. But you will probably pick up some things. So that's why we're putting them out there. We're like right on top of these things. Well, thank you, MK. Thank you. You guys are always so nice. Yeah. I'm glad you guys could stop in and drop in and say hello. All I ever really want is just for people to stop in and hopefully have a good time for however long you guys are here. Look at that. Drop in some little, not so much bushes or anything, just some little kind of bits. Little bits. Trying to stay out of the camera so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I just put some light color on a fan brush. We're just tapping, tapping, tapping. Not covering up all the shadows or little in-between spots. We're letting the canvas take the paint. I don't want to fight it. I just want it to kind of, be tippy-tapped into existence. Just tapping, tapping, tapping. You can use a bigger brush too, but it's going to change the effect a little bit. I'll kind of get these little specks. But you can, if you feel like it, use a bigger brush. Whatever effect you want, kind of depends on what brush you think you should use. Turn your brush. And soften it. I'm going to do just on the edges here, just kind of soften the effects over here. Don't want it super precise, I suppose would be a good word for that. I don't want it super precise on the edges. I want it softer. Just adding little bits. Not everywhere. Just here and there. I'm going to see what's getting painted tonight. Space, I guess. I do appreciate the people who come back and kind of see what I've got going on. It makes all the difference. It's very, very helpful. Like I said, we're just softening what's on the edges there. Leaving some, I don't know, room for wonder, I suppose. I don't know. I just think it looks nice, honestly. If I'm being honest, I just kind of like the look of the different things. We'll drop in a signature and maybe just a few little, might just drop it in. Just a couple little pops of color out there. It's going to change the flavor of that color just a smidgen. little bits. I'll probably even end up just softening these a little bit. Especially out here where they're not going to be able to see every little thing. And just barely touch it. I'm almost not touching it at all. Leaving just the impression. Those little light variables all popped in. There we go. Then we're going to sign all 82 and, you know, and then I'm going to see what today's date is because I don't know what today is besides February. It's Monday. I know what Thursday is. Is it the 24th? 23rd? It's the 24th or the 23rd. I'll find out in a moment. There's the good old initials. 24th, 25th. It's not the 25th. The 25th is Wednesday. That one I know. But it is the 24th. So. I'll flip this around so that I can sign and date the back and all that good stuff. Need room to do so. There we go. That takes care of that border. Secure that. Boy, would it be a shame if that just fell all of a sudden. And before I forget what I said, it's painting 82. Painted on February 24th, 2025. Fantastic. And I will be updating the image on it on my Etsy store. Give myself a mini heart attack. To reflect this painting since it is now complete. But yeah, it was just a stock image earlier. So now that I actually have a finished painting, I will be updating my Etsy store, linked in my bio, to reflect this painting. It's like they just appear on the canvas. Yeah, you know, I am honestly also surprised at myself more often than not. I used to be really slow at painting. Even when I transitioned into oils, the speed did not come right away. I'm not entirely sure when exactly I got faster, but practice, I guess. What used to take me hours, days, and weeks. It takes me like an hour or two, depending on the size of the canvas. Oh, look at the little galaxy. Oh, I thank you. Thank you for everyone who's liking the live and dropping in all the comments. It's so nice and so helpful. And also, I love a lot of things about this painting. I think it turned out really good for kind of a little bit of an impromptu painting. I didn't really know what I was doing until I was doing it. And I do plan on doing another painting at 8 o'clock, so I can't hang out and talk forever because I gotta make sure I eat something so I can come back in like an hour. So I will be saying a bye-bye to all you people here so that I can see you in like an hour. Bye-bye. Bippity boppity boop. Shaboop.